We continue to follow breaking news here at 10 o'clock. This video, we are just getting into our newsroom. You have to see this dramatic video of the terrifying moments of a medical helicopter crashing on Highway 50. This sent 3 people to the hospital this evening. Within the last hour, we have learned those injured are a pilot, a nurse, and a paramedic that were on board that helicopter. Here's what we know. They are all in critical condition at this hour. This is a Caltrans camera showing what those roads look like right now. When we brought to you this story as breaking news during our news cut-in around 8:15 this evening, no traffic was moving on the freeway, so a much better look out there as we look at the roads tonight. That crash caused a backup spanning over 2.5 miles. That was from 59th Street all the way to Broadway. Crews there have redirected traffic as this investigation continues. CHP telling Fox 40 this happened shortly after 7 this evening near the 59th Street exit. Thanks for joining us tonight for Fox 40 News at 10. I'm Nikki Lorenzo. Fox 40's team coverage for you tonight on the latest developments from this crash. Fox 40's Riley Carroll gives us a closer look at the impacts on the roads out there from 48th Street. That's from the overpass there. That's where Riley is. But first, we want to go to Fox 40's Dennis Shanahan reporting from the scene of this crash. Dennis, I know you spoke with first responders who are investigating right now what led up to the crash. What can you tell us right now?
These eastbound lanes, notably.
Well, right now I can tell you where we are, and then we'll get right into it with Sacramento Fire and CHP, who we did both speak with. We are in the eastbound lanes right now of US 50, just west of 59th Street. And I'll get out of the way, and photojournalist Kenyon Mazzara will give you a closer look at this helicopter, which is essentially upside down in a mangled tangle of metal here in these eastbound lanes. We have investigators on scene right now that are traffic investigators with the CHP, but we are waiting the arrival of the FAA and the NTSB. The federal agencies will be investigating this crash, which did send a paramedic, a pilot, and a nurse to the hospital in critical condition. Right now, here's some of that sound speaking with the CHP and Sacramento Fire Captain Justin Sylvia.
After walking the scene, there are no additional vehicles involved. The only 3 victims on scene were aboard the aircraft. That's going to be a pilot, a nurse, and a paramedic. 2 females and a male. They were transported to local hospitals. We could not overwhelm UC Davis with 3 critical patients all at once. Therefore, we contacted UC Davis and asked them for destinations for these patients, victims, I should say. They were transported in critical condition.
The crash is affecting traffic going eastbound. The eastbound lanes are completely blocked right now, starting from the 99 connector. The freeway is going to be shut down for an extended period of time. I do not have an estimated time of opening, and so motorists should find an alternate route for the foreseeable future. It's going to be a dual agency investigation between either the FAA or the NTSB, since it's aviation related. They'll be taking over the investigation. The freeway is going to be shut down for an extended period of time. I do not have an estimated time of opening, and so motorists should find an alternate route.
I would like to add that there was 1 victim that was trapped underneath the helicopter. We only had 1 engine on scene at that point. Others were trying to make access to the scene. That 1 person that was trapped, the captain immediately sequestered the help of just civilians that were standing around. They were able to lift part of that helicopter out and get that victim out so we could get them loaded into the back of an ambulance and transported off scene.
And not to minimize the seriousness of what happened to those 3 people on board this helicopter, people who put their lives on the line every day to rescue others, but it is just amazing that there were not more injuries. And Captain Sylvia spoke to that as well. Picture eastbound 50 at 7 o'clock in the evening. How many cars are on this freeway, and yet somehow no other people were injured in this. Now, we did ask were there any other cars impacted, and that is still under investigation, but we know none were impacted enough to send anyone else to the hospital, but a lot of concern for those 3 people on board that helicopter. Reporting live in East Sacramento, covering local news that matters, Dennis Shanahan, Fox 40 News.
Yeah, Dennis, just remarkable. When the story came into our newsroom and we heard those first calls, we said there's no way that helicopter didn't land on any cars. Just remarkable there. Dennis, one more note on this. You got out there as all of that traffic was backed up. And as we were leading up to you, we were showing some of the Caltrans cams showing the traffic moving. It seems like first responders, even though this was a chaotic scene, kind of the end of rush hour, that they were able to relieve that traffic jam pretty quickly. Was that what you saw out there as well?
What they did is they went the wrong way on the freeway. The first responders had to take 59th Street, and then they went the wrong way. They went westbound in the eastbound lanes to get to the scene. Now, as for all of the traffic that was heading eastbound and came upon this, they all had to make U-turns, and they got off at Stockton Boulevard off the on-ramp. So they had to get off the freeway going the wrong way. But this was a very coordinated effort between all the first responders here to get the traffic off the freeway, get investigators in place, get first responders where they needed to be very quickly. Captain Sylvia said they were here within 20 minutes rescuing those people, getting them in ambulances.
Also, those Good Samaritans who were on scene out there as well, who rushed to help before all those crews arrived. All right, Dennis, thanks so much. Let's send it out to Fox 40's Riley Carroll, who's also live at the scene near the crash. Riley, tell us what you're seeing from your vantage point.
So, Nikki, let me give you a look behind me here. You can see the scene is actually behind us. We're here at 48th Street on the freeway overpass, and we have a really good look at what crews are still dealing with here tonight. Of course, the traffic jam has cleared. However, with the freeway still being closed, it's going to cause a lot of other traffic issues, especially as we head into the morning commute through the night. Let me give you a look here at some video. This is some video that Sacramento Fire shared with me of the crash very soon after it happened. And one of the most difficult parts of this rescue was, in fact, the traffic. They tell me that though this happened on the eastbound side, they were having to direct not only not pedestrians, I should say, other drivers westbound, first responders were having to navigate traffic on the wrong side of the freeway to get to this crash as quickly as possible. And I'll bring you back out here live with me and share one other anecdote that I heard from first responders today. Just miraculous that there weren't more crashes outside of this helicopter crash because of that huge mess of traffic and all the first responders that you can see here behind me. They're very surprised and very grateful that there weren't other accidents simply caused by the confusion of the situation, and with all of those law enforcement vehicles, fire trucks, and several tow trucks, again, driving the opposite way of traffic on Highway 50. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Riley, I talked about this with Dennis as well. Again, not to minimize what happened out there, but the coordinated effort. At one point, we were tracking the traffic in the backup here in our newsroom, and it was from where you are all the way down to 5th and Broadway. That's how far the traffic was backed up. So here we are at 10 o'clock, just a couple of hours later, and it seems, of course, the road is closed there, and that's going to be very difficult for the morning commute. So people need to make those plans early. But for them to get this cleaned up and traffic moving again, it was pretty remarkable, right?
I mean, it was just incredible. We actually saw Sacramento police and CHP directing cars, having to U-turn, if you can imagine. I mean, we're talking a 5, a 6, a 7-point turn to get these vehicles to completely U-turn their cars around in their own freeway lane and head back down the freeway the other way. And we're talking hundreds and hundreds of cars having to do this. So it was really a miraculous effort. And yes, that freeway is going to be closed. It's going to cause some traffic. I have to say, even driving in East Sacramento, we took side streets all of tonight. We took Folsom Boulevard, driving through really the Fab 40s to try and get to where we are right now. And that area is generally congested at that time of night, 7 or 8 o'clock. But we expect it to be even more congested in the coming days, as people are not going to have this Highway 50 route, at least for the next day or so.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you got to go on 50 in that direction, you're going to have to take those side streets, so give yourself some extra time. All right, Riley Carroll, thanks so much. And for the latest updates on this crash, we will continue to bring you live coverage throughout the night. You can also visit our website, fox40.com, for more information.